That's the stuff right there. So do you believe in magic? Because if you don't, I'm about to change your mind. Hopefully. I'm gonna make a magic soufflé. I'm just not gonna give up without a fight. Hello everyone, welcome back to my home and to your home for the time being. Get comfortable. And I just had a thought or two that some of my favorite parts of this show, making this thing, is, well, the first one is like the discovery side of things. Finding a new recipe or a new chef or a new cookbook and then learning about it, learning the origins of a dish, you know, all of that learning mumbo jumbo. I love that. Second thing, I love a good challenge. Pushing myself and like making it difficult for myself, because that often ends up being the most rewarding thing. Often I just don't want to, or I forget that, or just don't want to push myself, so I just make something out of the Winnie the Pooh cookbook instead. And I know Winnie the Pooh's catching strays over here, but it had to be said. The Pooh cookbook. So what I'm trying to say is I want to go full circle here to Jamie from this like 5 years ago or something, where he never really backed away from a scary recipe or a challenge. He just got it done, kind of. So enter Dominique Ansel, the French pastry chef. And this book is going to be a stand-in for him because he's not actually here. Here he is, right there. And I've made 3 of his recipes on this show. Awesome. And I feel like they shaped me in more ways than I even realize. Lots of components, lots of very memorable steps. The first one I made was the peanut butter crunch cake. That's the recipe that really introduced me to like the glossy chocolate finish on top of a cake like that. I did not get it right, but I learned about it. Second recipe was the cronut, which may be like the most infamous video on my channel. I saw this on a cooking show once. Right, there may be a rematch in my future. Third thing I made was the buttery French pastry couignement, which I completely butchered. The point I'm trying to make here is that the harder the recipe, the more I end up learning, the more I put myself through hell, the more rewarding it is. Anywho, I'm gonna make this magic soufflé because it has a cool ass name to it. The photo looks nice and it says that the skill level is advanced. That's my day. Actually, that's gonna be the next 2 days. So let's get to it. So what is a magic soufflé? That is what we're gonna be unraveling today. There's 3 different components to it. Obviously starting off with the first one, which is a chocolate ganache. And just when you thought you hadn't seen me make enough chocolate ganache on this channel, especially with that 8 texture chocolate cake, well, here's more. 1/3 cup plus 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. So I can bring that up to a boil. Boil me, thank you. 1/3 cup, 90 grams of finely chopped dark chocolate. And once that cream's up to a boil, pour it on top of the chocolate. Whisk it together, and that is smooth. That happened fast. Let that cool until it's 122 degrees Fahrenheit, which it already is under that, which means we're behind. Let's just take this softened butter, which is 2 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon, into the chocolate, which isn't as hot as it's supposed to be, but don't worry. Whisk in the butter. That is smooth and combined. Butter is in there. Plastic wrap onto the surface. Refrigerate for 2 hours. Oh. Day before, how about? Please say hello to the Silver Fox. Silver Fox. Next piece of the puzzle here is the orange blossom brioche. Gotta make a brioche dough. And he recommends the stand mixer. Of course, gotta use your stand mixer, right? If you got one. Well, last time I made a brioche dough with Silver Fox, I nearly killed the damn thing. I did, actually. It was dead. And like a phoenix rising from the ashes, well, I fixed it. Silver Fox, come back to life. Yeah, I haven't returned to brioche dough since that dreaded day, so it makes me a little nervous. That's why she gets paid the big bucks. 2 cups, 280 grams of bread flour, a tablespoon of salt. Give that a quick mix first, then a 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. And with the instant stuff, of course, you don't have to proof it, so you just toss her in there. Next up, we got 4 eggs, and I'm timing. I wanted to time adding the eggs with this funny little observation that using the stand mixer while making brioche dough is like walking on eggshells. But then I dropped an egg and it took the fun out of that. 4 eggs. Add on my trusty dough hook attachment, and on a low speed, I'm gonna mix it up until it forms into a ball. And clean up my mess. Once I got that into a ball shape, I know it is gonna be into a ball shape, it's just sticking to the bottom of the bowl. It's fine, it's good. I need to drizzle in a tablespoon of milk on low speed until all combined. Now I gotta crank it, 6 to 8 minutes. This is the part that makes me nervous, but I gotta develop that gluten. And go. So that was 8 minutes. It's all done now. You're sweating. It's hot. It's okay. We'll stop. If it looked a little rickety during that process there, remember that I repaired this myself. So if you ever seen me bake something, imagine that with something like this. Okay, the gluten is looking gluteny. There is structure to this, and it does clear the sides of the bowl. I gotta add 13 tablespoons of cold butter that has been diced into small little cubes. And unfortunately for you, I gotta continue to mix on a medium high for... I know, you hate brioche. You really do, but I gotta keep going. Incorporate. Now we gotta add our orange things here. Firstly, the grated rind of an orange. There's the orange, there's the rind. I have 2 special purchases here. Orange blossom water, which is the first time for me. So a teaspoon of that. And then I have some orange oil. You can ingest, this one at least, half a teaspoon. How many different variations of orange flavor can you add in there? Apparently 3. Christy's gonna love it. Not. There's like hot air coming out of the silver fox is breathing fire right now. She has earned a break. I'm not using her for the rest of the day. I promise. I hope not, at least. Smooth and very shiny and sticky. Bowling. Thank you. So I could grease up a bowl with some nonstick spray, beautiful looking dough into said bowl. So I covered it up in plastic wrap. Now I need to let this proof, 1.5 hours, needs to double in size. Keep it somewhere at room temp. This episode is sponsored by Made In. So I've noticed something. This griddle never leaves the stovetop. At this point, I think it lives here. Covers the 2 burners so I don't have to juggle a whole bunch of pans. I got 1 giant cooking surface. Because it's carbon steel, it loves the high heat. You can get incredible crusts on like steaks and burgers. I take it easy on the pancakes though. Sucker gets hot. It's also a star over at the grill. Smash burgers galore with this thing. But the key for the smashing of the burgers is the press. It's got the weight and the heft you need to make it happen. It's pre-seasoned, it's naturally non-stick right out of the box, and it's easy to clean. Sometimes it needs a good wipe, other times some running water with the scrub. See, the one thing I've always appreciated about Made In is that they build professional quality cookware without making it feel like it's only for professional chefs. Their cookware is crafted in the US, in Europe, and Japan, and used in over 4,000 restaurants, but it's just as practical for someone cooking dinner at home, or a fool, like me. You can check out Made In's carbon steel griddle or any of their other cookware by using the link in my description to save on your order. Thank you, Made In. Let's get back to it. What we gotta do next is make a chocolate soufflé. I've got experience with soufflés. I'm curious about what's going on with this one. I've never made a non-Julia Child souffle before. That's not true, I have. Cool. In some sort of thing here, I have 6.5 tablespoons of cold butter, half a cup, 98 grams of finely chopped dark chocolate. Gonna melt that in the microwave, my kind of recipe, for 20-second intervals. Every 20 seconds, give it a stir until it's melted and smooth. I'm so sorry. Silver Fox. Silver Fox. I'm as shocked as you are, Silver Fox. I didn't think you'd be back so soon, but I did read over the recipe, always do, but I forgot. Half a cup plus 3 tablespoons or 140 grams of sugar, quarter cup all-purpose flour. So I got a crazy amount of baking powder coming in here. I think this is gonna beat the record for me personally. 2.5 tablespoons. Oh yeah, 3 eggs. Yes, totally cool now. And then we fit that with the whisk attachment. And on a low speed, just incorporate it a couple minutes. That is looking nice, actually. Keep that on a low speed and stream in the chocolate butter mix. You gotta scrape down the sides of the bowl if it needs to be done. Okay, Silver Fox, don't forget to wipe. Now I gotta turn it up, high speed for 3 minutes. Ooh, that is smooth. Plastic wrap onto the surface of this as we did with the ganache so that a skin doesn't form on the top. Chill for an hour. All right, the dough has most definitely doubled in size. Now it wants me to punch down, which I used to take literally, but I have matured. I know now that you don't want to do that because this is a lot of hard work. Fold the edges into the center to punch down. How about that? I'll take the plastic wrap and press it against the dough. Into the fridge overnight, gotta relax the gluten. After 1 hour in the fridge, the souffle is ready to rumble here. Perfect. Now it is time to play with my toys. I picked this baby up for this recipe. It is called a siphon, a cream siphon, and it's a pressurized canister. And you use these nitrous oxide cartridges. Like you load her up with one of these. I should look it up first, shouldn't I? Then I put it into that doodad, and then that doodad, and okay, that piece into that piece, and yep. If I have to stir, it's homemade. In go 2 large scoops into the canister. Your choice of nozzle here, I'll go with this one. Screw that on top. That's locked and loaded. Bring over a sheet pan lined with parchment paper. And this was another special purchase. So he was asking for a specific mold that I could not find. It needed to be a rectangular mold, but 2.5 inches by 1 3/4 and a height of 1 3/4. Now mine is almost double that in every arena, which is like, that's all I could find. So I'm just gonna have bigger Magic Soufflés than he has, but I will have 3 less than he has. Line each mold with non-stick baking spray. A couple weeks ago, I made the behind the scenes video where I introduced this thing and asked you lovely people for name suggestions. So we got Whippy Goldberg, Whippersnapper, Sir Whips-a-Lot, and Mr. Moose. Those are all solid names, but then I was like, it was the fly. But then I was like, okay, well, I like to name my own toys, right? Suggestions from you, but then ultimately, so Whipplestiltskin, Whipplestiltskin,
Whipplestiltskin.
That's not how you do it. Oh, you can hear it. Okay. Just had to tighten that. Okay. So with whippersnapper.
Whipplestiltskin.
Oh! Here we go.
For optimal whipping results, you should strictly observe the maximum filling volume.
Why doesn't that go through? It's not working. Souffle batter is so thick that is just absolutely no way that it's gonna... But I followed the recipe exactly. Like exactly. I don't see where I screwed up. That's thick batter. Look how thick that is. How many of these cartridges do I have? 24. So got a little room to play here. Onto the frickin' thing, man. Batter was in the fridge for an hour, so it looks like this. How is that ever gonna go through what? Whipplestiltskin. Super risky mission here, but I'm gonna heat this stuff up. That's better. I feel like that has to be what the issue is, because now that has a little movement to it. See? Loaded. This is the most Come on, Whipplestiltskin! Ah! Curtain call. Silver Fox. Silver Fox. So I'm gonna do this all again. So I'd say it's around 50 minutes later. And this thing has been chilling in the fridge. Did not want to push it the full hour this time because it firmed up too much, and this still has a little, it looks different. It's much looser, it's like a pudding. All right, let's get that into the canister. Just shake it 5 times. I didn't really do that the first time, so. Oh, for the love of God, would you please just cooperate with me? Stupid thing. I got closer this time. Getting pissed off. Come on, get the frickin' batter onto the lid. Oh my God! It's still too frickin' thick. That's gotta be what's going on. Cause this ain't normal, my friends. That's not what I want. Mixed feelings with the Whipplestiltskin. Woo! I have a feeling that chilling this in the fridge just makes it way too damn thick. Why don't I just leave this room temperature for like 20 minutes, walk away. So behind the scenes, I've been playing around with this toy here, it's not a toy, it's not fun. Making sure that it works in the first place. So I used some heavy cream and it just came out like whipped cream. So that was great. So this isn't the issue. And I don't think I'm the issue because I've now made this twice and it turned out exactly the same. Both times. So I think it's just too damn thick. So I have 2 ideas. And if those don't work, then I'm gonna cry. I've microwaved it for a few seconds there to make it a little runnier, much runnier. See that? Just shake it 5 times. I'll do 8. You know why? Actually, I don't know why. All right, hold on to something. I hate this thing. I hate you! Shut up! This is whipped cream. This is going into that. Now it's really loosened it up. Violently shaking more than 8 times. Let's do this! Okay. That's the stuff right there. That kind of whipped up a little bit. Maybe that's because the cream is in there, but holy da-da-da-da. All right, Whipple Stiltskin, get to freaking work, dude. That's better. Oh, calm down. Came with a box of 24 cartridges. I'm down to now 11 of those. I'm out of the chocolate mix for the second time, and this is what I got. None of this looks right, but maybe it is. Maybe that is the magic in the Magic Soufflé. It's supposed to look like that, and when it comes out of the oven, magic. So what it says to do here is take a dollop of your chocolate ganache, add that on top of the souffle batter. I'm sure it's just gonna sink like a brick, right? And I think I'll also just give it a tap to get some of those air bubbles out. He says to fill the molds only halfway up with the souffle batter. That one was, that's like 3/4 of the way up, but I don't even think they're gonna rise anyway, and if they do, that's a freaking miracle. Throw this into an oven, 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 minutes on one side, then I rotate the pan another 4 minutes. 8 in total. Good luck, or whatever. Oh my God. Those rose up to hell and back. Holy crap. Those definitely rose up. Holy shit. I think the idea is that the ganache is going to offer like a little bit of a molten lava center to these soufflés. So I believe it's just sunk down into the souffle somewhere because I can't see it anymore. Which is great because that's totally what I was intending to do. Not. I had run out of the souffle batter, so I filled up the molds as best as I could, added the ganache on top. You were supposed to cover the ganache with more souffle batter so that the souffle batter was filled all the way to the top. But I didn't do that, but I don't think there's a problem anyway, because look how much these rose. I've been tampering with this recipe for the past few hours that I'm unsure whose recipe this even is anymore. Is it his or is it? Anywho, what I gotta do is keep these suckers in the mold and I'm gonna get them into the freezer overnight. But I wanna do this ASAP so that these don't sink. I'm gonna take a breather. Good night. Seriously, good luck. Good morning. I meant good afternoon. It's 1:30. So, the day is mine. This is the brioche dough that's been hanging out in the fridge overnight. I only need 1/3 of the dough. Flour up my work surface, rolling out into a rectangle, 20 by 10 inches. The main and really only reason why I made all of this dough was for this recipe, so I don't need to be stingy with it. I'm going to roll this out and I'm going to connect them. Don't want the butter and the dough to get too warm while I'm doing this, so I'm going to act a little fast here. Since that's the worst looking rectangle I have ever seen, we can do a little work, clean that up. Thickness of say around 1/8 of an inch, 3 millimeters or so. Ruler isn't long enough, that's 20 by 10. Parchment paper on a pan, and I need to... How am I gonna get this on there? You know what I should have done is roll it out onto the parchment paper. Just kind of shuffle it over to the parchment paper. This is the biggest pan I have though. What if I do that? Onto the baking pan. Just split that. Combined, that's 20 by 10. But now I need to relax the gluten. You do that in the fridge. I need you to see something. Come this way. Hey, look how much these soufflés sunk in the freezer overnight. That's shocking. I guess you're kind of expecting them to shrink, you know, because the steam is getting like locked in there, so they're not going to rise. And where's the steam go? But they have really just compressed. So hopefully, well, let's see where this goes. So that's interesting. Anyway, let's focus on this. So what it says to do here is using a chef knife, cut the brioche dough into strips. He's given me dimensions for, I guess, molds that, he's given me the dimensions for the molds that he was using. But like I said, mine are different. So I feel like if I just use that, I think if I just do strips that are big enough to enclose what's going on here. So why don't you do that and see where it takes you. Let's just see where this takes me here. So I'm gonna bring over the souffle mold, run a thin knife around the mold. Souffle be looking like a brownie right now. Is that a hair? It is. Bring the brioche strips, as he says. It's not really a strip, but anyway. And then let's take one of the souffles, wrap the brioche around the souffle. Instead of placing it right in the center, I'm gonna place it kind of off center. That way the crease, when I do inevitably fold it, which I'm about to do right now, isn't just in the middle there. See how clever that is? And you need to wrap this brioche as tightly as you can around the souffle. Kind of stick into the parchment, don't do that. Now I need to make sure that there's not too much overlap. Pinch that together. And then you cut off any excess as tight as possible. And you fold and pinch. Okay. Kind of happy with that. In between each one of these molds here, I'm gonna keep this in the fridge. Come on, why is this sticking to the parchment paper? There's no point of parchment if it's gonna stick. Don't wanna be a whiny There's a brioche package for you. Smooth it all out, make sure it's all sealed tight, and keep it in the fridge. As leftover dough, I'll do something with that later, but for now, I gotta focus on this. And what I gotta do is a sheet with parchment paper, and then I cleaned out each one of the ring molds. Spray with the non-stick spray. All right, so first one, place this brioche thingy into the mold. It says it's gonna be a tight fit, and it is, but will it fit? Just shove it down there, you know? Okay, so with plastic wrap on top, gotta leave them room temperature. They need to proof 2 hours. After 2 hours, the goal was for these doughs to reach to the top of the mold. These ones did so with flying colors, exceeded the goal. This one, dream bigger. Now they gotta go into the freezer to chill 1 hour. Parchment paper on the very top. And you wanna follow that up with a sheet pan, or some sort of pan. How about that? Maybe the other way. But the idea is that you want these to be compressed while they bake, flat bottom. Probably that way. I'm very excited to say that the oven is set to 375°F, and I gotta bake this for 5 minutes on one side, rotate the pan, and then another 5 minutes. And home free. Good luck to you. Good luck. Out you come. We're looking for something that is golden brown, hard to tell right now, but I'd say so. All right, so what he wants us to do is unmold these immediately, and he says it should come out easily. I don't believe him just yet. Yeah, that's stuck on there. I don't know what he's talking about. He says to unmold this, but it's really just, come on. Yes! Come on, come on. Yeah. You just kind of trim that a little bit. I'm trying to like pick and choose which one I want to be the star here. It's safe to say this one's a bit of a casualty. It looks delicious, but not ready for prime time. So it's between this one here, but it's kind of sunken in the middle. Oh, got a little bit of a leak. I choose you. Order up. It's time to see what's going on the inside of this Magic Soufflé because I don't really know what I'm looking at here and I'm deeply intrigued. Whoa! I know that it was probably supposed to be a little more structured in the middle there because it's a Magic Soufflé, but this just looks like more of a magic lava cake, which is equally as cool. Let's dig in, shall we? Not really a souffle, I didn't really see that at all. More a lava cake and then a pan au chocolat. But it's not necessarily a pastry with the brioche and it's got a citrusy vibe to the brioche, which is, it's a very unique thing. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think that could have been baked a bit longer. And it was hard to know exactly what's going on because the recipe doesn't really show you a whole lot, so I don't know what the Magic Soufflé really is. In the book, it's a little more cooked through and a little more golden brown, where mine is, I'm looking at this mold here, I'm thinking, is it because the rectangle here is bigger than the one in his book? Not by a huge margin, but enough to probably make a difference with the bake time. I'm gonna try rebaking this. So the color looks closer to what it is in the book. Come on, come on. No, it's still got that, still got the molten lava cake feel to it. So it's just got a little more color, but the filling looks exactly the same. That was an additional 5 to 6 minutes in the oven, and that one's a bit better because of the crispiness on the outside, but besides that, it's exactly the same. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. There's too much pressure to sneeze. I couldn't sneeze. Oh, that's a terrible feeling. Citrus with the chocolate is really nice. So I think that's it. That's all. This was it worth the squeeze? It was a good challenge, but was it worth it? That's it. That's all. This was Jamie and Dominique in the Magic Soufflé. Bon appetit. Au revoir.